Hi, in today's lesson you're going to be learning about the past perfect continuous tense, or sometimes known as the past perfect progressive tense in English. For example, I had been working at my company for 2 years when I got a promotion. Here, had been working is in the past perfect continuous. It shows that an action that started in the past continued up until another time in the past. It is used to show that an event or action in the past was still continuing and not complete. The form of the past perfect continuous tense is had been plus the verb's present participle, which is usually the root and ing. So what's the difference with the present perfect continuous? The present perfect continuous indicates an action that began in the past and continued up into the present. For example, let's look at our original example as a present perfect continuous. I have been working at the company for 2 years. So that's up until the present, we're talking now. Let's look at this on a timeline. So the cross is when you started working at the company at some point in the past, but you are still working there now and could continue maybe into the future. So we use the present perfect continuous. I have, and not had, been working. Whereas the past perfect continuous indicates something that began in the past, continued in the past, and also ended at a defined point in the past. On a timeline, it would look like this. I had been working at my company for 2 years when I got a promotion. So you began working in the past here with the first cross. You continued, that's the wiggly line, working until a defined point in the past. Here it's when you got a promotion. This is indicated with the second cross. Let's look at another example. He had been eating biscuits out of the jar when Mum walked into the kitchen. Let's see this on a timeline. So the first cross is when he started eating biscuits in the past, and he continued doing it until Mum walked into the kitchen. So that's another fixed point in the past. When, for, since and before are words that you may see used alongside the past perfect continuous tense. So, for example, Jenny had been walking 4 miles a day before she broke her ankle. So Jenny started walking in the past and continued until another fixed point in the past when she broke her ankle. Here the clue is that it's the past perfect tense because you're using the word before. Or the program that was terminated had been working well since 2010. Here our clue word is since. So the program started in the past and continued until another fixed point in the past, which is 2010. Or Zoe had been playing the piano for 5 years when she was finally asked to play with the local orchestra. So here the clue word is when. Zoe started playing the piano in the past and continued until another fixed point in the past when she was asked to play with the local orchestra. We do not normally use the past perfect continuous with stative verbs. Remember, a stative verb describes a state of being rather than a dynamic verb which describes an action. For example, to be, to know, to feel. These are all stative verbs. So with stative verbs, we use the past perfect simple instead. For example, up until that moment, I'd never believed and not never been believing in ghosts. So now it's your turn. Read the sentences and complete them using the past perfect continuous. 1. We played tennis yesterday. Half an hour after we began playing, it started to rain. So we blank when blank. Pause the video and think of your answer. We had been playing tennis for half an hour when it started to rain. 2. I had arranged to meet Gary in a restaurant. I arrived and waited for him. After 20 minutes, I realised I was in the wrong restaurant. I blank for 20 minutes when I blank the wrong restaurant. Again, pause the video. I had been waiting for 20 minutes when I realised I was in the wrong restaurant or that I had come to the wrong restaurant. 3. Sarah got a job in a factory. 5 years later, the factory closed down. At the time the factory blank, Sarah blank there for 5 years. Pause the video. At the time the factory closed down, Sarah had been working there for 5 years. 4. I went to a concert last week. The orchestra began playing. After about 5 minutes, a woman in the audience suddenly started screaming. The orchestra blank when blank. Write your answer down below in the comment section. Remember to use the past perfect continuous, and I promise to give you feedback on your answer. So that's it for now. I hope you feel more confident using the past perfect continuous in English. Remember to like this video if you found it useful, share it with your friends and colleagues learning English, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new lessons. And click the bell so you get notified of any new lessons that come out. So take care and see you very soon. Bye bye.